Hey there everyone, it's Ravindra here, back with another video. In this video we are going to learn how to secure our Blazor WebAssembly app and how to display pages on the basis of role, because certain pages needs to be displayed only to certain person. Suppose some of the links you only want to show to the admin, and some links are only to be shown to the manager, and some links are available for everyone who is authenticated, and even some links are available to everyone even it is not authenticated. For that we are going to use JSON web token that we will receive from the API side after logging into the that API. So let's get started without any delay. And actually we are not going to cover API tutorial here because I have already created it. So you need to do one thing here: go to YouTube into my channel, and here in this playlist you can access this playlist, .NET 6 Plus project and solutions. Here you will get this video, Jwt tokens, refresh tokens and role management in .NET 6 API. When we click here, so you will get a complete tutorial how to create the Jwt token based APIs with role management and all, and you will also learn how to publish those APIs in your local server. So when you publish those APIs here, you can easily access them. So I have deployed here in localhost APIs, localhost 88/weather forecast. So here I already have published that web APIs, so we do not need to run that application again and again for using the web APIs. So you should do the same, and I already have explained everything in this tutorial. If you want to watch it, you can watch it. Either if you do not want to use it or watch it and you have pretty much idea about how to create APIs and how to use them, then you can simply go here in the source code in the description section, and you can find the source code here. And when we click here, it will go to my GitHub profile, and from here you can download this code. Either you can push the request or you can download directly the zip folder. After using the zip folder, extract it and open that application and remove the migration file. Do not forget to remove the migration file. Actually, let me show you where you will find those migration files. So click here, and here inside the migration folder you delete all of these files, then create your own migrations by using commands like add migration / name of migration. After that, use update database command and it will create a database for you. Now you are good to go with that project. So after using that project, if you are not following the video, then let me show you one more thing. When you go there, authorization controller, and you will find a method which I have commented. So this method is commented. Uncomment it. It is used for creating a admin user, because we do not want to give right to create admin from the outside. So I have created this method, created admin once, and I have commented this. So you do the same, uncomment this method and just hit that method with postman, and it will pass some values and it will create a admin user for you, and then uncomment it. So this method will only be used for creating admin, and for registering user, use this method. Keep in mind, this method is used for creating admin, nothing all. So actually I have covered all of these things in video. If you do not have time to watch that video, that's why I am showing you few things. So keep these things in my mind, or sorry, your mind. and you can even watch this video. It's totally up to you. So after downloading that project and deploying that project to your local IIS server, which is here IIS, and you need to publish it there. I have created a separate video for this in my channel, and also this video covers the publish to the IIS somewhere here in the video. At the end you can see how to publish this particular project in the IIS web server, or you can find this video. It is a separate video, deployment of .NET 6 app to the local IIS server. And after that, I'm just showing you here. I have deployed that project. It is the project, and when I click here browse, so and if I write here weather forecast, okay, so it is the URL of that project. And if you do not want to publish that project, it's totally up to you. You can run it separately, but you always have to keep on running that project. So that is the problem. Okay, so now I guess you have downloaded the project and deployed it in your IIS. After doing that, what you have to do, click on the Visual Studio. Now create a new project and search here blazor. So we need to select this blazor WebAssembly app, not this blazor server app. Both are the separate things. Actually, blazor WebAssembly app is totally client side, but blazor server app gives you the option to create both client side and server side in a single application. In the case of blazor WebAssembly, it will also give you the opportunity to create a separate project for add a new project of type web APIs, but actually they are two projects, not this single one. When it comes to the deployment, you have to deploy both projects in different server. So these are two projects in this WebAssembly app. If you use them, then they need to be deployed separately. Actually, they are not the one. So click here the next, and let's change the location. Let's name it blazor auth, blazor Jwt auth. Okay, click on next. Now if you click here ASP.NET Core hosted, it will create 3 projects for you. First one will be the name of your application, that was blazor Jwt auth. So first project will be Jwt auth.client. Next project will be Jwt auth.server, which is a type of web API project. Here you will create a web API, and the third one will be your application name dot shared, and that is a class library project that will be shared by both client and the server application. So we are not going to do that because we already have created our APIs, so we do not need to create those projects. So keep uncheck this option, and we also do not want progressive web application, and this option should not be ticked. So only tick here, click here in the configure for HTTPS, that's it. And we do not need any authentication type also. So let's create a new application. So it is our default application. Let's run it. So it is how it looks like. You already have familiar with it. I'm guessing that you have created several projects in it, and you are the new user here, because at this point you are looking for authentication. It means you have created a project without authentication. And now what we need to do, we need to create not create, we need to install some packages. Either you can install it from here and go here in browse and type this ASP.NET Core, ASP.NET Core.component.webassembly.authentication, and select this project and install it. It is a one way of doing it, and I find it little bit time taking, so I do not prefer it. I directly like to install them from here, from the command line. Install package and the name of the package, and it's done. So it is so much quicker than that. Now we need a second package. Install package blazor.local storage, and I'm telling you why we need this package, because we want to use local storage in our application for storing the token. And Blazor WASM or Blazor WebAssembly do not give you a direct do not give any direct functionality by which you can use the local storage. For that, for using the local storage, we need a third party application or third party package, so that we can use the functionality of local storage. And you can easily use local storage in the JavaScript or any JavaScript framework, but it's not the case here in the Blazor. You need a third party application, and I do not find it very useful. So actually it is what it is, so we can't complain about it. So install this package. After installing these packages, go there and close it for now. Click here, services.add authorization core. Do not forget to add this service here, and one more service, that is something, add blazor local storage. Okay, so now we can use the blazor local storage as a service in our whole project. So close it for now. Now open this app.razor file, not this, open this import.razor file, and here we are going to use this microsoft.aspnetcore.components.authorization. Now close it for now and open this import this one, app.razor, and now we need to change it, authorize route view, and so inside that we can write this thing authorizing. So when we are authorizing, it will display a message. We are authorizing the user, something like that. Okay, so let's close it for now again. So here, first of all, let's create a folder, utility, and we need a Jwt parser for parsing our Jwt token. So let's create that Jwt parser, and let's create this class as static class. And here we need these two methods. So this method will parse claims from Jwt, and actually do not worry about that. I will put the source code, put the link of the source code in the description box, so you can copy it from there, and you can originally found it somewhere in internet, and it was somewhere in Steve Sanderson project. So thanks for him for creating these methods. So now we have our Jwt parser, so we do not need to worry about that. So let's close it, and now we need a custom auth class, and let's create a folder for that, auth provider. And here create a class auth provider .cs. Now we need to create a constructor here. For that, type ctor double tap. Now we need few services here, and one will be HTTP client. It is needed for making HTTP calls, and local, sorry, it is something like local storage service, local storage. Okay, so click here and press Control dot, and click here create and assign field HTTP, and do the same here, create and assign field local storage. Okay, now we need to create an anonymous user. That is by default, it means that user is not authenticated. So right here, private read only authentication state anonymous. Okay, and let's assign a value to it here, new authentication state, new claims principal. Press Control dot here, new claims principal, and inside that new claims identity. So it is the by default value of this anonymous user, and it means it is not, user is not logged in yet. So now what we need to do, we need to inherit this class from authentication state provider. Now we need to implement some methods here. First one will be public override and async task get authentication state async. So just add here async. Now it is fine. So let's type here some lines. First we need to fetch token. So token will be fetched from the local storage, and okay, so let's just change this name to this, and here also. Now we can remove it from, remove this. Okay, now we are good. So I'm much comfortable with underscore name, local storage dot get item async. It will be a string type, and let us suppose I have stored a token with the key access token. I haven't stored it yet, but I will store it in future with this name. Okay, so now we have retrieved token. So let's see token. If token is empty, string dot is null or empty token. If token is empty, then we will return anonymous user. It means we are not logged in. Okay, now here it means we are getting token. So we need to set default header. That is, actually we need to set bearer token into the header for every request, and it is a kind of interceptor in the Angular. So here just write http dot default request headers dot authorization equals to new authentication header value, and just remove it, press control dot. Okay, so remove it from here and add it here using, in this way it looks much cleaner. Now write here new authentication header value. So let's see what it is asking from us. String scheme bearer comma token, bearer comma token. Okay, now we have set the header. Let's return from here, return new authentication state, new claims principal, and here new claims identity and new claims identity. Okay, so inside here what I need to do, I need new claims identity, and we need a Jwt parser here. So Jwt parser parse claims from Jwt. Here we needed that parser, and just pass here the token and type Jwt auth. Okay, so it is giving me a no overload method for 0 and 2 argument. Okay, actually it is needed here. So it must be like this, and this new claims identity should be moved here. Now it's much more readable. Okay, so now we need to implement another method, public void notify user authentication string user name. And this method will be used by this. Actually, I forgot to add a line here, so add this line here, cascading authentication state, and wrap up all of the code inside this. So that notification method will be used here. Okay, so let's write here where auth user equals to new claims principal, new claims identity, and here we need an array new claim types dot name username. So we are adding the claim here, comma, and I guess it is needed here, comma. So here it is asking authentication type Jwt auth, okay, and let's here Jwt auth type, Jwt auth type. Now we need another method for logout, and actually we need one more line here, that is notify authenticated state change auth state, and we need to create this where auth state equals to task dot from result new authenticated state and I guess it's a authentication state. So authentication state auth user. Okay, it is looking fine. So we need another method for logout now. So public void notify user logout, notify user logout. Wait a minute. Okay, so notify user logout. What we will do here, we will change the auth state. Auth state equals to task dot from result, and now it will be anonymous because we have logged out. We will do the same, notify authentication state changed. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to resolve this dependency here. So click here, builder, sorry, here builder dot services dot add scoped and authentication provider authentication state provider, comma, which one we have created, and we have created auth state provider. Press control dot, sorry, it was auth provider, so auth provider, yeah, this one. Okay, now we have resolved the dependencies. Now the hard part is done. Okay, so what we need to do now we need to access these APIs, and for that I need to create these classes, this class and this class, this class, and this class also. Okay, so we will create those classes here and add a folder. Let's add here models. Okay, first one will be our login. Login DTO. Okay, it will contain a string username and password. Fine. Let's put some validation here. Required. Okay, now we are fine. REQUI required. Okay, first one is done. Now let's create some more classes like the status and yeah, status. It will contain integer type status code and a string type message. Now I need one more class and you can call it login response. So here add a new class and let's name it login response. First of all, it will inherit the status class because we need those two properties that we have defined inside the status class, and we need these properties: token, refresh token, expiration, name, and username. Although we are not going to use refresh tokens here, and actually we do not need all of these details also, but I have already created this API, so I do not want to change it. So I'm just showing you that we do not need these properties in this project. We only need the token. So it is our login response. So after that we need a services. So I will create a folder services, and here we will fetch the login service. So here create a class and name is authentication or auth service. Let's name it authentication service. That's it. Okay, so let's create here a method public async task login response and login. It will take login DTO as a parameter. Now first thing what we will do, we will try to use the web API here. So yeah, what we need here, so we need a HTTP service. So we can write here private HTTP client and local storage service local storage. Okay, just press Ctrl dot and create and assign field. Create and assign field. Okay, so right here, fine. Let's add another variable here, private read only string base URL, and from where we will get that base URL from here. So it is mine base URL, you have to change it according to you, so keep that thing in mind. So do not paste the same thing. So here assign base URL equals to this. Fine, and I'm removing this character from here. Now what we need to do, we need to where result, or where, what should I name is, login result equals to HTTP client dot post async. Fine, here it is asking me to enter the URL, so I will enter this base URL and sorry, not this, base URL. Okay, and now slash login, I guess that's the correct one. So where it is here, slash login. Okay, comma, and here it is asking me to HTTP content. Okay, so I cannot directly enter this model here. For that, okay, so I guess we can do that, I'm not sure, so we will see it in future. Okay, so let's see what it is asking, what it is saying. Cannot convert from blazor Jwt auth login DTOS. Okay, so I was right, we cannot do that. For using it directly, we have to use post as JSON async, but I guess I find it's hard to track errors from this method. So we are going to use post async, and we will convert this model into JSON. Okay, so actually we can use post as JSON async. Now we are fine, and we can track the success or unsuccessful API. Means we are hitting this API successfully or not. We can track it here, like this login result dot is. And actually I forget to write here await. So we can write here is success. Okay, now is success status code. So we can track it here. If we are not getting any success code, then we can write here where login response, or simply response equals to new login response. And we can write here response equals to new login response, and here status code equals to 0, message equals to server error, and we can return from here return response. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to fetch the content of this login result. So login response content equals to login result dot content dot read from JSON async. Now here we will write a type of data which we are expecting from this response, and that is login response. This type of data this login API is returning us. Okay, so now we have converted this JSON data into the login response. Okay, so we can simply return this login response. Okay, sorry, not right now. And here actually we do not need it. We can simply return it, and we can move these lines. Okay, we can return this login response content at the end, but here if login response content doesn't equals to null, here what we will do, we will add local storage dot set item async and access token login response content dot token, and I guess it's await also. Okay, content token. Okay, and here what I need to add authentication service, auth service, comma, and press Ctrl dot, create and assign property. And what we will do here, we will create auth service and change okay, it's not property, sorry, where it is. Okay, so just delete here, press again, create and assign field, press Ctrl dot here, and okay, we have done that. Auth service, just put underscore here and underscore here. Now what we have to do here, auth service dot, and here we are not getting auth, we are not getting anything, so we have to typecast it. Okay, auth provider, press Ctrl dot. Okay, now we can, and okay, I have done a mistake here. It is a authentication state provider, authentication state provider, auth state provider. Change here, change here also, authentication state provider. Okay, change here, auth state provider, auth state provider, and auth state provider. Now we are fine. And okay, so yeah, so it will be auth state provider dot notify. Actually we are not getting it again. Okay, so let's wrap up it inside these two parentheses. Now let's type here notify user authentication, and here login, sorry, model dot username. Okay, now open this file and copy this line, paste it here. Now here, instead of this token, login response content dot token. Okay, so press Ctrl dot here, we are fine, and it's HTTP client here. Okay, so that's not a problem. So now let's write a logout method. So public async task logout. First of all, what we need to do here, I'm going to copy this line, and okay, so this line, and somehow I need this line also, and here local storage dot remove item async access token. First we need to remove that token. Okay, now what we are going to do, logout, notify user logout. Okay, and here, and we will assign null here, so remove this and equals to null. So it is our logout method. So this thing is completed. Now add interface for it, authentication service, and let's see, press control dot generate interface authentication service in a new file. Let's see it can generate us for or not. Okay, so it has generated this file here, and it hasn't generated a method, so I think we need to copy these two methods. Okay, so just copy it here and copy one more thing, task logout. Okay, so we are going to resolve these dependencies here. First of all, authentication service and authentication service. So let's do one thing here, open this thing, and if I write here, press control dot using blazor dot services authentication service. Okay, so if I add this line here, so it will only limited to this file. If I have to use these interfaces again, I have to add this line again. So I'm going to add this globally here inside, sorry, not this one, and I will put these thing here so that we can use them globally. Okay, so I guess it works only with Razor pages, so I just have to add this line here, press control dot. Okay, fine. Okay, so let's comment this thing here, maybe we need it in future. Okay, so that is fine. Now let's see what we can do. Now we have created this authentication service, so I guess we need to make a component. So okay, I have added this, I was double checking it. Okay, now we will create a login component, public new, yes, Razor component, and it will be our login component. Okay, so we will add a route here, page equals to login. Okay, so here let's create a form, edit form, and for that I need something like login DTO and login model equals to new. press, okay, it's not gonna work. Login DTO. If I press here control dot, sorry, press control dot using blazor auth dot models. So here we do not have a equals to. Okay, so now let's click, let's do one more thing. Here we need a model equals to login model and at the rate, and on validate submit. For that I need a model, so let's name that model equal to async task save or do login. Okay, let's put it here on valid submit now. Okay, if I write here validate data annotation validator, okay, fine, and we need text input text. Okay, but before that what I need to do, div class equals to form, sorry, row, and div class equals to call md6. That will be enough. And here edit form, div class equals to, and it will be form group, div class equals to, no, now in, sorry, input text and class text class equals to form control. Okay, ng bind, sorry, not ng, bind value at the rate bind value at the rate login model dot login model dot username. Yeah, and it will be like this. I guess we are fine. Okay, now what I need here, validation message. Okay, for equals to what I need here, and login model dot password. Okay, let's copy this guy here, and I forget one thing, my2, it will create a margin from top and bottom. Okay, so here I just need to change password, and yeah, password, and here username, and one more thing, label for equals to username label. Just copy this item and paste it here, copy password from here and here, and here I need my2, just need 2 divs, and one div will display the message and another div will contain the submit button. So button type equals to submit, class equals to btn primary. Okay, type here login, and here we will contain a message or message. No, actually let's create here login response equals to new. Okay, so here we will type login response dot message. Okay, so here I will write login response dot message equals to wait, and then we will inject the service, the login service. So here just write inject I authentication service, okay, I authentication service, and it will be auth service. And one more service we might need, navigation manager nav mgr. So here where response or login response equals to what to say, login response equals to login service, auth service. Okay, so it was auth service dot login, fine, and it need a model which will be login model. Okay, and it will be await. Now let's see, if we are logged in, then we will move to the now. Okay, let's check here, login response dot status code equals to 1. Then we will move now manager dot navigate to, and we will navigate to the root path of this application. Okay, so it is as simple as that. So it is our login component. Okay, and let's define here the logout component. Okay, we will define it later. Okay, whatever, whenever you want to create it, you can create. So let's create it right now. I'll add here, add razor component. Let's name it logout. Okay, and we do not need anything here, just a page directive. Let's name it logout, and let's inject some services here. Inject navigation manager equals to nav mgr, and okay, let's copy this thing from here to here. Okay, and copy this guy from here to here, and on initialize protected override on initialized async, and it will be async task, and here we will where result equals to auth service. Actually, I don't think auth service or logout service return anything, so let's write here auth service dot logout. Okay, so no, it is not returning anything. Okay, after successful logout, we will move to the login page. Nav mgr dot navigate to login. Okay, so we have created a logout component, and we have pretty much completed this login component. I guess we have completed. Okay, so let's open the shared folder, this nav menu folder, and let's copy this guy here and paste it here. Login, fine, and here login, that is fine, and copy this guy also and paste it here. Let's change it to logout. Okay, actually let's remove it from here and we will do it somewhere else. Let's open this main layout page, and okay, we will write it here. So just copy this guy and paste it here. Okay, and if I write here, okay, so let's copy this thing here, nav link, and let's paste it here. Okay, and name it to login. And copy it here and name it to logout. href equals to logout login. So if I write here authorized view, authorized and not authorized, we will put login link into not authorized and this logout link to the authorized. Okay, so let's build this application and let's test it out. So let's test it out. Okay, and run this application. Okay, so we are getting little bit problem here, and let's see what we can do here. Okay, so do not use this class here, nav link, I guess then we will be fine. Nav link. Okay, I try to run it again, and okay, I need to build it first. So let's stop it here and build solution. Now let's run it. Okay, we need to do some more changes here, I guess. Okay, I think this div should be moved to here, and let's see, this guy should be removed, this guy should be removed, this guy should be removed. Okay, so let's press here the hot reload button, and let's see, applying code changes. Okay, now we are fine. We are not seeing the logout button because this button will be shown only after the login or when we are authorized user. So logout button will be shown only after authorization. Okay, so click here on the login. So we moved here in the login controller. If I try to press this button and it is asking me to validate, actually it should be a password type. So login, and if I write here input type equals to password, let's build this guy and run it again. And here one more thing I have forget, it should not be label, should be username, and it should be password. So press this hot reload and let's refresh this page. Okay, so I already created a user and I had normal user and admin user when I have created the web APIs. So keep that thing in my mind. Sorry, keep that thing in your mind. Then actually I'm logging here with admin credentials. So let's see the API is working or not. Okay, and here we are successfully logged in and we can inspect element and look here in application, local storage, and click here. So here it is our token, access token that it has created when we logged in. So now let's create some views and components. So let's create a dashboard component here. Okay, let's create here the dashboard and not the dashboard. Yeah, let's create a component here, and okay, let's name it dashboard. That is fine, dashboard. And just type here, hey, I am dashboard, and something like that. Okay, so let's click here, page equals to dashboard. Fine. And let's create a new component here and let's name it manage, let's name it products. Fine. And here page equals to products. Okay, and products, fine. So to protect this view and this view, where it is, the dashboard, we need to do the same what we have done with the login and logout URL. We have to use the authorized view. And where is our dashboard? Actually, yeah, here. So first of all, what we are doing here, authorize view, sorry, and here what we are going to do, authorized, and here not authorized. Okay, so here we just write here you are not authorized, fine. And here what we are going to do, just type here context dot user dot identity dot name. If I write here, okay, now it's fine. We will do the same here in the products page, and here we will just display your products are here. So what we are going to do here, we are going to add two routes, and let's see. Okay, so first of all, what we are going to do, we are going to do the same thing here, authorized view, okay, and it is authorized, fine, and it is not authorized, which is also fine. If I actually, let's put these links here in the authorized section, and we will create one more thing here, and let's remove this non-authorized, we do not need it here. So let's create one more thing here, and actually let's put it here in the top. Control KD. Now our document is formatted. So let's copy this guy and paste it here, and let's change it to dashboard, which is fine. And don't forget to change the link, dashboard. Now we are going to copy these guys, and yeah, let's paste it here. And authorized view, we will close the authorized view and authorized here. And what we are going to do here, roles equals to admin. Now this link will be only shown to the admin, and it will be products. Okay, here products. Okay, so let's click here, but we need to build our project first. Okay, and let's test this thing out. Let's see how it is going. So right now we are seeing here everything, the product link and the all of other things. So let's log out from here, and here as you can see we are not seeing anything except this home link and login. So let's try to log in with user that I already have created, as I earlier mentioned. And let's type here the password. sorry, I have typed the wrong one. Okay, so now we are logged in and you cannot see the user. You cannot see the user, which is, sorry, you cannot see the products link here, which is only shown to the admin rolled user. Okay, so I'm just gonna do one more thing here inside the login. Where it is? Okay, let's find the login, and it is here, and we will navigate to the dashboard. Let's see how to load works or not. Okay, we are fine, I guess. So let's log out from here and log in again. So let's try to log in with user. Okay, so we haven't moved anywhere. So what I am going to do, I'm just going to close it and I'm trying to build it again. So I'm not logged in now, so let's try to fetch that protected view, which is dashboard. Let's see what it is saying. Yeah, you can see here dashboard and you are not authorized. Okay, so let's try to log in, and here so here we have logged in and it is displaying the name of the user. So let's log out and try to log in with admin. Okay, so it is displaying the name of admin, which was admin. Okay, so what I am seeing here, I am facing a problem. So let's see what it is. This if I am entering a login credential here, means I am logging with admin, then I'm not seeing here any admin related link, which was products, and here I'm not seeing anything like that. But when I am refreshing here, then I am able to see that link here. So that is the one problem. So let's see what can I do for it. And actually I have done something wrong here in auth provider. So rather than using this username, I have to use token here. Okay, and here I need to do this, what we have done here. So new, we have to parse the token from the, we have to pass the claim from the token. Okay, and now we have to change our service where we are passing, where we are using that method. And okay, here it is. Okay, so where it is, login here, and here we need to pass this login response content dot token. So that's the change. Okay, so let's build it again and run it. Okay, so click here in login. Now let's try to log in. Okay, now everything is working fine. So every link is showing here. So let's log out from here and log in with user. Okay, so here we are not able to see the product link in the navigation section. So everything is working fine. But we have one more problem here. If I try to access this component directly without logging in, it is writing here not authorized, but actually I am able to see this component here. So this dashboard is not defined inside the authorized view. So here I am able to use this URL without even logging in. So we have a solution for this. Simply what we have to do, first of all, we need to change here in app razor file, and here we need to define this not authorized. Fine. Inside here we will write please log in first. Okay, so let's close it here, and now we need to do one more thing. Here open these pages which are authorized, and these two pages are authorized. So right here @attribute authorized, and it does not have D. So if I click here, so let's copy this thing from here to imports, so that we do not need to import these settings in the next page. Okay, so copy this guy from here, and let's close this dashboard and paste it here, and it is a role based view or component. So we have to write here authorized role equals to admin. Okay, now we are good. Let's run this application and let's see. Okay, so if we try to access the dashboard now, let's see what it will say. So it is saying please log in first. Okay, so let's do one more test here. If I log in with user credentials, and if I try to log in with this user credential, and after that let's try to access the admin URL, and which is the products. Let's see what it will say. Here it is saying please log in first. So here it is our fully functional authentication app in Blazor WebAssembly. So that's how the authentication works in Blazor WebAssembly. So if you find this video helpful, then please don't forget to hit that like button It really matters to me and motivates me to create more content. And let me know in the comments how this app works for you. So that's it for today. We will catch you later.